Hi there, my name's Mike Bursick and I am the founder and executive director of Bikes Without Borders. What is Bikes Without Borders? Bikes Without Borders essentially it's a non-profit organization. We're based here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It's the answer to the question of how can we use bikes to make the world a better place. The moment that sparked the idea was in a little community in northern Nicaragua. We visited the local schoolhouse and there was a group of kids there, just a little one-room schoolhouse, and I met a girl there and I asked her how she got to school. And she said every day she walked 2 hours to school, sat in school, and then walked home for 2 hours every day. And I thought that was amazing. I didn't think it was fair that she would have to spend all this time walking just because of where she lived. And I thought of my own experiences of biking to school. And I thought, well, how can I help this little girl? How can I help little girls like her and people like her for whom mobility might be an issue? That was the seeds for Bikes Without Borders were planted in that schoolhouse. Last year, we started taking bikes on a small scale. We started taking bikes down to a community in Peru, and it's a community at 10,000 feet, way up in the Andes. And logical starting point was donating them to the school. And so we took the first shipment and gave them to the local school and basically said, you guys know best how to use these bikes. And I went back about 6 months later, didn't really know whether they'd be using them. Maybe they were just sitting there collecting dust, rusting. The response was amazing. They had an amazing program in the school where if a kid achieved a certain grade, they would get a free bike for the day. And the kids absolutely loved the program. And these kids have nothing. They barely have clothes for their backs. And for them to have a bike to bike around, whether it's just for fun or to bike to school, it was such a huge impact. And as a result, these kids, their grades were going through the roof because these kids wanted these bikes so bad and they wanted to stay in school and they wanted to study so they could get these grades to get this bike. I spoke to the teacher and he said they were renting the bikes up for 3 cents a day and there was a lineup of farmers who wanted to use the bikes to get to their fields. We thought about some of the people that could benefit from having bikes. School kids, like I talked about, farmers. Some of the places I've been to in the developing world, farmers live a couple hours away from their fields and they have to walk there every day. And that's time they could spend with their families, time they could spend farming. Teachers, education workers, healthcare workers, people who go from community to community. All these places and all these people can really use bikes. Bikes that are sitting in somebody's garage doing nothing can have such a tremendous impact. We can have an impact in our local communities here in North America and Europe. Kids who don't go to school because their parents can't afford a car, can't afford the price of bus fare, can get to school on a bike. And I think every day about what our communities could look like if more people bike to school, bike to work. What would a bike-friendly planet and community look like? And it's such an amazing lesson in the power of something as simple as a bike and how connected we are as a planet, how something we do, a group of people getting together and collecting some bikes, what effect they could have in a community halfway around the world. And it's such an amazing, inspiring lesson. And we want to keep that going with Bikes Without Borders and see that all over the world. Obviously, doing something like this takes money. We need bikes, used bikes, we want to buy new bikes. We need to ship these bikes to where they got to go and they don't just bike there themselves. We need money. We're just coming up with lots of cool ideas for how we can raise money for this. Something that we're doing that we're really excited about is this line of clothing that we're launching. The clothing line is called Bwb, and it's all these really amazing shirts and hoodies that are designed by local designers. They're printed up by a company called Bwb Responsible Style, ethically manufactured, organic cotton, bamboo. 100% of the profits go to support the organization and support our programs. There's lots of ways you can get involved. We have a program we call Give, and it means getting involved is very easy. And it is easy, it's very easy. You can visit the website, you can get involved by donating money, www.bikeswithoutborders.org. You can make a donation online. You can donate a bike and go online once again and find out where you can do that. Or better yet, you can get involved with your time and with your hands. And you can get involved in helping start a program in your community. You can start a fundraiser, maybe a concert or a bike race. A fellow by the name of Mohandas K. Gandhi, better known as Gandhi, once said, the difference between what we do and what we are capable of doing is enough to solve all of the world's problems. And we are all capable of doing great things, of doing amazing things. Just the smallest effect can have a huge impact on somebody's life. So please get involved, do what you can, even if it's the smallest little action, you never know where that will lead. So please visit www.bikeswithoutborders.org. Drop us a line and let us know you want to get involved, and we love to hear from you and hope you'll join us. Thanks.